Insurance Business TV was on site at the MGAA Conference 2025 and caught up with some of the sector's leading executives for its Big Question series. In this edition, we ask, how has the current economic environment impacted underwriting appetite and capacity availability?
I think it's a continuation of a theme. So there are a lot of financial pressures, which are meaning people are looking more closely at their spend. I think investment income is down, so people aren't making as much on their interest returns, which means that actually there's a bit of a margin squeeze that's happening at a carrier level. So people are going harder for organic growth at a time where we're seeing businesses going out of the market. We're seeing people reducing their coverage limits, and we're seeing far more pressure in terms of how much people are prepared to spend. But actually, it's also creating opportunities. So you look at the economic environment, they're talking about investment in infrastructure, in building. We're a construction specialist. That's great for us. It means there's opportunities coming. We just need to be able to capitalise on them.
Really interesting question. I think what we have found in a softening market that carriers, I like to use an analogy, they breathe out in terms of their risk appetite. So that actually everyone wants growth, even in a soft market. So they tend to breathe out, and therefore that their risk appetite expands actually, because otherwise if they kept it where it was, then they probably wouldn't grow where they need to. In a hard market, just to finish off that analogy, you could argue they breathe in and actually their risk appetite actually sort of shrinks. And that's where MGA is coming sort of quite clearly. So effectively aligned with sort of my observation around the softening market, obviously the economic climate is challenging. So if you go right to the end customer who are talking to their brokers will be talking about program design, talk about saving money across that program. You know, all these customers have had national insurance increases, for example, for their staff. So that puts challenge, and that is driving, in a way, the soft market where brokers are looking for better deals. The key thing is actually, certainly for MGAs, is actually to maintain and retain their underwriting discipline for the reasons I sort of explained earlier.
It's made insurers quite risk averse a little bit. Well, insurers are always risk averse, but probably more so. I think there's a lot going on. It's kind of finding the right sweet spots in terms of where they want to underwrite. So I think what they're looking for is more from MGAs, like giving them better data, a bit more visibility, transparency. You've then got the regulatory pressures as well. So how do you sort of stick to some of the rules, the legal side of things and compliance around it? And then you've also got the ESG elements as well, which obviously are a big forefront as well. So it's a tricky time.
Yeah, the market to some extent has been evolving since COVID. We've all heard about inflation. There's been geopolitical challenges coming from the US that have been affecting inflation factors, supply chains, which is influencing the way that insurers have been viewing certain products. For example, the motor market has been well publicised, some of the challenges with spare parts and what's going on in that side. We hear about climate change. And so how does that impact drought? Is it subsidence claims? So insurers often are considering what are the implications to claims trends, which MGAs need to be thoughtful about when considering both their products, their pricing, and again, delivering sustainable profitability through the market.
Generally, obviously, things are a lot more uncertain from a geopolitical perspective. That's having impact in certain lines, particularly when they have global exposures from a specialty point of view. Generally, there are segments that are definitely showing signs of softening. I would say capacity availability is still very good at the moment, but that does run a risk of perhaps people retrenching a bit and playing it safe, going for more vanilla risks. It could, if left unchecked, stifle innovation. And this segment in particular for MGAs is all about, filling gaps and actually promoting innovation in my mind.
So I think the current economic environment is very up and down, so it's difficult to predict. So insurers are looking for providing capacity to people that understand that market, can flex, can be quite initiative around new products, etc. And maybe some products that are not even affected by the economic conditions that we face.
I think we're seeing carriers taking more of a portfolio approach. So rather than necessarily underwriting kind of individual teams and classes, looking to back bigger plays. So platform plays, multi-class, multi-territory, and looking to take a slice across that. So I think it's more of they're looking for people who are already packaging up that sort of diverse pool of risk and bringing it to them as a package rather than as individual opportunities.